If you got soul,
THiNK International.
What's up, THiNK International? We're here at Kirkland, Washington, about to head over to Generation Church, the youth ministry of the City Church. I'm Jeff.
Sean.
Bam.
I heard they're doing some new stuff at Generation Church, and so we're going to go check it out. By the way, we went to Starbucks.
Believe it or not.
Starbucks.
THiNK International, we're here with Pastor Elijah, pastor of Generation Church, the youth ministry here at City Church. How you doing, man?
Doing awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
So there are major changes that have taken place in Generation Church. I mean, of course, with you taking over the ministry last year, but now you've kind of blown things out and done some different stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we just decentralized a little bit. I mean, we're a multi-site church, so we have campuses all over the city. And for a while, I was kind of running around preaching all of those, preaching to 4 different locations each week. Now what we're doing is we've raised up some other leaders and other directors of those campuses. So I think for greater effectiveness for discipleship and a sense of community, we split up. I know here at our Kirkland location, junior high, high school, and college are all separate services now. And then we also have separate services at our other locations with part of our team that are preaching those different locations there each week. And so, yeah, overall, it's been a really good change for us. We're seeing more fruit, more growth, and I think healthier disciples being made.
How many services do you guys have right now for Generation Church?
We've got 5 services going on right now. So we've got our junior high and high school service right here in Kirkland, our university service over on the University of Washington campus, Central District location, which is in downtown Seattle, and then our location up in the Alderwood area. Oh, sorry, 6. And then we have also GC Ellensburg, which is over at Central Washington University, and that meets on Sunday nights.
Now, Generation Church is kind of known all over the world, from Australia, Europe, and a lot of people have tried to copy the model. Do you think this is going to mess with them a little bit now that you've changed some things up, or do you think it'll encourage them and inspire them to break out of a mold? Or
Yeah, I think, everything has a time and a season to it. We did the Generation Church model for a while, having junior high, high school, college all together, and it worked for a really long time. And I think, we just are always praying and always wanting to, tweak things if things need to be tweaked. And we were just at a point where we realized, I think it's time to change up the model a bit, and we stay married to the mission but not to the model, and our methodology changes. And I think there's a lot of people listening in, looking in at what we're doing, and they're probably going to be like, oh my gosh, they changed things, what's going on? But I would tell any youth pastor, don't just change things because we're changing things. Stay true to the philosophy of who you are and what God's telling you to do, but at the same time be sensitive to the Holy Spirit, and if He's telling you to just change some of the methods, then change some of the methodology. And so I'm excited because already we're just 4 weeks in, and we're already seeing great results from the changes we've made.
Have you seen a result as far as more leaders in this last 4 weeks kind of raised up, people stepping up to new levels?
Yeah, absolutely. It's created more of a vacuum in our leadership, which is good. Before, it was just kind of a lot of us on staff, the key team that were running everything, and you can kind of get comfortable in a place where we're doing everything's great, we got our star team doing everything, but then you're really denying the opportunity for other leaders that have this massive potential to step up and lead and help out. And so now it's really required a lot of these young leaders to step up, to take ownership, responsibility, and run with the baton.
Now, you're a married man, happily married for how many years now?
10.5 years now, married with 5 children.
Wow, 5 children, that's incredible. And you're just massively in love with your wife, right?
Oh, bro, it'd be inappropriate to talk about it on camera.
Would you rather your wife be a professional bodybuilder that's like the performance-enhancing drug user bodybuilder chick, or would you rather her be tattooed like Kat Von D from LA Inc?
Wow, definitely the bodybuilder, I think.
Really? Like I'm talking like Adam's apple chick coming out.
Wow. Well, my wife's already pretty strong. She can leg press me. She's leg pressed me before in front of a crowd, and she is stronger than me. I think in a fight, she would take me down. She's that chick. She's tough. So I can't imagine her if she started doing roids or something. If she was juicing, it would just that would be a little intimidating walking around with that. So I don't know. Maybe the tattoo thing would be better. Yeah.
Now you guys do prayer for how long? This is a pre-service prayer, right?
Yeah, pre-service prayer every week. It is the
required for all your
leaders. Success of the City Church, I think, is that we know how to pray. All of our leaders are required to be at prayer. We do pre-service prayer before our weekend services, before all of our GC services.
Hey, who do you think would win in the fight, Pastor Judah or Joyce Meyer?
Ooh, I don't know if Pastor Judah would hit Joyce Meyer. He'd probably just have to stand there, and I'm sure Joyce Meyer, she's been through, quite a bit. Her testimony's pretty crazy. I bet she's got a crazy side to her, and I think she'd take Pastor Judah down, actually.
Let's go check out the junior high service. And who's the junior high, like oversees all junior high, right?
Yeah, Spencer Craker's his name, so he's in here every week with the junior high service, preaching, leading that thing.
Have you noticed a trend in junior high ministry at all, as far as kids getting a little bit more radical, a little bit more crazier? Or?
Yeah, totally. I mean, in fact, when we do our big combined services, our gathering nights, a lot of the kids right up front, jump on the highest, singing the loudest, are the junior high kids, man. They're leading the charge a lot of the times and really challenging some of the high school and college students.
Now, big thing is tattoos and piercings and all that stuff. Would you rather have earlobes that you could stick a baseball bat through or a bone through your nose?
Whoa, I think I would have to go with the earlobes. Yeah, the bone through my nose, dude.
I don't know, man.
That would just...
Yeah, I'm here with Drew. He's a second-year intern here at GC. Why do you like GC so much, man? Why do you come? Why'd you become an intern?
There's life, there's vibrance, great people, great preaching, great teaching.
Yeah, I'm here with Spencer Craker, the junior high youth pastor at Generation Church. Junior high ministry, for a lot of youth pastors out there, is like one of the most challenging aspects of ministry. Would you agree? Or?
Yeah, I really feel called to junior hires. I have a lot of fun with them, and I think that's one of the keys, is that you just be yourself. Junior hires don't want to see somebody who's fake. They want, somebody genuine, somebody who will love on them. There's really no other place you can find that other than the church, where a parent can bring their student and somebody that'll love on them and hang out with the junior hires. Sometimes they're quirky and weird and nerdy, but that's a special place for a church to be able to love on those kids and to hang out with them. So
now you've just started preaching more on a regular basis, right? What would you say, like some advice to like other people out there that are preaching to junior hires?
Well, one thing for me, I've always heard that you got to be an echo before you're a voice, and so for me,
wisdom.
I had the luxury. I've been in GC since I was in 7th grade, and so to be under Pastor Judah, and then Pastor Elijah, a lot of times I just kind of rehash what I've heard and how it'll apply to a junior hire. So that's kind of what I like to do. Is I don't steal all their stuff, but some of it, and then kind of throw in my own flavor, be myself when I'm preaching. So
of course you're an original, but you copy some of their stuff and make it your own
because they're good at it. So
one last question for you, okay? And this is a pretty serious question. Who do you think would win in a fight, Pastor Elijah or Eminem?
I think Pastor Elijah. He's got the longer wingspan, and he can get feisty at times. So he's not a very good athlete, to be honest, but he could get feisty out there.
So I'm here with Anne Marie Waters, the wife of Pastor Elisha. You're a mother of 5?
Yes.
How the heck do you co-pastor one of the largest youth ministries in the Northwest, kind of nation, and be a mom to 5 and raise up leaders and disciple young girls?
I don't know.
There we go.
But also, I like to incorporate other people into my life. So really, success of motherhood and ministry for me is bringing along other people with me, help me around the house. They help me with my kids. We go grocery shopping together. And in turn, I'm also discipling them, and, we're talking about what's going on in their life. And, a lot of times in youth ministry, we are like kids' parents. And so it's also teaching them how to be, a part of a family, how to be a mom. I just kind of incorporate both of them, instead of separating family and separating ministry.
Can you speak to the team aspect of being married and in ministry together?
Yeah, Elijah and I definitely, even before we got married, before we had kids, we both knew we wanted to be a part of the ministry. And so that was a huge thing when we got married. And we just developed that. Even when we started having kids, I continued to come to service. And like I said, just having the youth come over to my house and be with me made a really big difference, because that kept me a part of things. Elijah also is just, in a practical sense, he keeps me really in the loop when I miss meetings, or...
Communication, husbands, communication.
Yeah.
That's why Jesus is my Google. He's the way, He's the truth, He's the life. He's the one I go to for answers. He's the one I go to. I have questions about my eternity, questions about my future, questions about who I'm going to get married to, questions about where I'm going to work, questions about where I'm going to go to school, questions about decisions to make in my day-to-day life. I don't got to go to Google, because Jesus is my Google.
So I'm here with...
My name's Jordan.
You're the worship leader for the high school service here at GC?
That is correct.
So, but the secret stash is that you're actually Pastor Elijah's brother, right?
That's right. I'm a little better looking though.
So you've known Elijah all his life, huh?
Yep.
For sure. Who would win a fight, you or Elijah?
Depends on what kind of fight. If it was, I would mostly win.
We are here, and we're gonna go there.
Hopping in the tourist.
We're rolling into the University District campus, the UD campus of Generation Church. We're going to check out what they got going on. 2 words, why do you come to GC?
I have like a conjunction in the middle of my 2 words.
Okay, such a college student.
Okay, presence of God. God, friends, find God.
I need 2 words, Elijah.
Hot God.
Hot God.
For Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
This is your first time here tonight?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the service?
Yeah, I really liked it.
You come back next week?
Yeah, I want to.
For friends.
Because I love it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm here with Sam. What would you say attracts most people to Generation Church?
I think 1, it's the presence of God, you know. 2, maybe good-looking people. But the other thing I think is we're just friendly people, you know. In a grace culture where we're not shutting other people out, you know.
But I got news for you tonight, church. I got news for you tonight, college student. God is more active in your life than you could ever realize.
So you're with Mark Vinci from Generation Church, who is actually pastoring down at the University District. So now you were an intern in GC, and was that when Pastor Jude was still the youth pastor?
Yeah, I did interns when Pastor Jude was a youth pastor. 2nd year, I interned for Pastor Judah when he was the associate youth pastor.
You've seen the metamorphosis of Generation Church, right?
Yeah, from just one campus, one service to multiple services, multiple nights, going to all of the services every week to, you know, all the different things we've done.
When ministries, when they change, when they go through, you know, transitions and stuff can oftentimes split apart and get crazy. What has really been like the glue through this entire time?
Well, the thing that has never changed has been our small groups and what we call cadres. Our small groups really have been the strength of all of the above because they haven't changed. We've got leaders down here. We just transitioned a leader on down here at the university that's been leading in GC for 12 years.
Oh my goodness.
So we obviously have new leaders, but because we have veteran leaders that have been around, they have really created an incredible pastoral strength that even when we made shifts, their connection has not been with a guy in the front with a microphone. Their connection has been with their small group leaders. So, I mean, we've had upwards to 1,200 in our small groups in a week's attendance.
Is that the way that you say you guys have stayed small as you've grown larger?
That's always our goal, exactly, to stay small as we've gotten larger, and it's really had to do with just infrastructure and making sure that we've got strong leaders, and not just strong small groups, but our leaders are healthy, pastored well, people that are pastored well, pastor well. And so that's been always a priority of ours.
Watch this function. Are we ready for this? I don't even know if we're ready for this. Ready? It looks like a table. What? Chairs, sitting. So it's the close of the service. Had a phenomenal night.
Yes.
Young people gave their lives to Christ. This place was packed out. Can you just real quickly encourage any youth pastors out there?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, we've been in so many different auditoriums and venues, and sometimes we got cool lighting and cool bands, and then sometimes we don't. And tonight is a newer service that we started. As you can see, we're in our kids' chapel. We just try to cover up the kid feel, make it more of a youth feel. But you know what? Even if you don't have the best lighting and best worship team, I'm telling you, you got Jesus. That's ultimately all you need, man. And we just training our young people to pray and seek after God. And that doesn't have to be about all the riffraff. There's no gimmicks. We're giving young people Jesus. And I would say too, youth pastor, don't be discouraged, you know, about even the size of your ministry. I'm telling you, your identity is not about how big your ministry is, it's about how big your God is. And don't despise the days of small beginnings. We've started small. We've seen, like even with this service, we started small just recently, and we're just believing to grow it, build it, and see great things happen. And God's on your side. Don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. God's going to bring great results.
Thank you so much, Pastor Elijah. Appreciate it. Thanks to Generation Church and City Church. God bless.
Jamaica, France, Germany, Spain, where the waters go, Greece, the UK, you like to eat your fries first? Japan, yeah. The Netherlands, Sweden, Italy, Africa, North and South America. I go where the love and support is. Yeah.
I did this thing today because it was such a nice day, so beautiful, that I wore my flip-flops. I rolled up my jeans so they became like man jean capris.
Right.
Although those are 3 words that should never be in the same sentence together, man, jean, and capri.
Correct.
Because men should not wear jean capris.
But you did it.
But I did it.
Because
I'm a trendsetter.
Something like that. The shop. I mean, that's all you need to say.
What should we name our store?
Name the store The Shop, for lack of a better name. Here, I'm gonna go invite them to our innovation conference.